Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Today, I have the wonderful pleasure of meeting with the CEO of Arizona Helping Hands, Maureen, and thank you so much for joining
Absolutely.
us. As you know, local realtor here, and part of our Operation Give Back program is to create and really support our community. And one of the ways we do that is through our charity partners. Arizona Helping Hands was actually our first charity partner, and we've been assisting them for several years and wanted to really get to know them better and allow you guys to get them better to see what they're doing for our community. So without further ado, can you explain to us what exactly Arizona Helping Hands is and what their mission, what their primary mission is?
I'm so glad you asked. So Arizona Helping Hands started nearly 25 years ago. I think that's awesome to recall that. And we started as an organization that was about taking in donations and giving them out to people in need. And in 2013, we were aware that the foster child had a very specific need. And so then we took all of our programs and wrapped around the foster child, which is where we're at today. So our mission is to work with kids that are in foster homes or kinship, or maybe they're part of a group home or something like that. And we want to make sure that they have their basic needs met, the permanency, safety, and health. So those are our three buckets of programs. So the mission is to wrap around the child in this transition moment.
So I know some of the statistics for the number of kids in foster care is pretty staggering here in Arizona, and the need is really, really great. It would be awesome if we did need organizations like yours, but unfortunately, it's just a sad case that there's kids that do get left behind and kind of lost in the system and don't have the supports in place. So. Can you tell us about some of the those needs? I know we've done collection drives for school supplies or diapers or and I know you guys do the foot lockers for kids, just to give them that piece of actually having something that belongs to them. So what are some of the cool programs that you really attach to and that you like that you feel make, obviously everything you do makes a big impact, but that really kind of hits home with the families?
So you mentioned a lot of our signature programs already. So thank you. You obviously as a partner and you know what we do here. So in addition to the ones that you mentioned, we have the beds, of course, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the way we got started because we wanted to make sure that, and we call it heads in a bed. We want to make sure a child who is in transition has a safe place to lay their head at night. Yeah. So we do the mattress, we do the hardware, we also do the linens. And I would say one of the things that you're going to hear me talk about is a thread of kind of volunteer community support that brings in that community love so that hopefully the child in some way feels so special. As all children, yes, as all children need to feel special. So we have volunteers who part of their work is they make a quilt. And so this organization donates quilts that we're able to, that are handmade. Yeah, it's just amazing. Just the thoughtfulness of the community. So we have that program. We also have a program for safety. So if you choose, right, to be a foster parent, sometimes your home isn't quite ready and it happens very quickly. And so maybe you need a fire extinguisher, carbon monoxide, or those kind of things. They can come here and they can get it. No questions asked because we want to make sure that the home is going to be safe
so
for that child.
A lot of these cases happen, middle of the night.
They do happen. They do happen. We could get into all the reasons. The reality, it does. And we want to be here for that family and for the child. And all of our programs are for that child to help them feel safe and loved.
So what is the primary way that the community finds out about you, or that these foster families find out about the services that you offer?
So this is one way, right? Yes. Word of mouth. We have great community partners like yourselves and all your colleagues that are out there talking about us. And you just never know when you'll bump into somebody who'd be like, I thought about being a foster family, or, I do know of a situation where some children are going to come stay with me because it's a kinship. That could happen. So it's word of mouth. We also have a really strong social media presence, and I would love to have folks, like us so they can learn more about us, because that's a way. Our website is a great way because it says lend a hand. give a hand. And so whichever side of the story
whatever
you're
side
on,
and that probably could change.
absolutely. Well, and that's
know?
kind of fun because as people come through, they're like, you know what? Maybe it's time for my family and I to kind of open up our home to a child who's in transition. And that's so special to be a part of that.
Absolutely. And that there's community and resources that will support you in that effort. Because it can be intimidating to take on, that role for some people. And I think this helps, kind of open it up to the possibility that it's feasible and attainable.
We want to remove as many barriers so that it's easier for families to say yes, just to kind of lean into that decision. About programs though, one of our favorite here is one that the volunteers get so excited about, and it's the birthdays.
Yes.
So we do birthday dreams, and it's a big push right now. So we all have birthdays, right? We all have birthdays. And what we find when you're in foster care, sometimes that birthday isn't celebrated for one reason or another, whether it's resources or whatever. It's not that the family doesn't care about the child's birthday. They do. So if we can kind of lean into that conversation and that gift giving, that's what our volunteers do. So the birthday wish comes to us. Our volunteers go through our warehouse. They pack up the things that maybe the child would like, that they've requested. They wrap them. They put it in a very special bag. They do a handmade card. And then the family, the caseworker comes and picks it up. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
That's amazing. So it's, it's not just a generic birthday package. It's like you take the time to really try and identify what they're wanting and make it special. That's
kudos
really cool.
to our staff and our volunteers. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do here.
Which I guess that brings me into obviously, donating goods, which their warehouse is amazing. You see all this stuff behind us. So all of the resources donating, but what are other ways that the community can get involved?
Oh, that's such a great question. So donating product is one way. We also have groups that come in and they volunteer their time maybe for team building, as an organization. And so we can have them work in the warehouse. They could make birthday cards. They could, wrap gifts. There's so many different things that we can use volunteers. We have our drives, right?
Yep.
You know about our back to school drive. You probably know about our Christmas drive.
We were here. We were.
So we'll need volunteers for that. Right. So the other thing that we're thinking is we also need volunteers to come in as individuals and help kind of fill gaps that we wish we could do, but we don't have enough staff to do because we're really trying to keep as lean as possible. To
keep the resources where they
to keep the resources out in the community. That's amazing. Another way people can help us is we're also trying to imagine what does Arizona Helping Hands look like with virtual technology. So if somebody has a mind for that and they want us to help kind of reimagine
on the techie side of things,
what we could do.
There's so many possibilities that you're seeing with the technology and just making it more accessible and and I think reaching another generation that is obviously that's how they think.
And you guys are very mobile, so we also are looking for ways for volunteers to help us push products out throughout the state. So that's kind of something to kind of tuck away. Somebody's going to another community and they want to pack a few things as they go there. That would be very helpful because our families right now drive pretty much into Phoenix.
So if you're planning a trip up to Flagstaff or Northern Arizona already, and hey, we have some families that were having trouble coming down here to get resources. Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah, as we all have trouble because gas is so expensive, right?
Yes, it is. And I think hopefully all of you are inspired to reach out because there are so many ways to get involved, and it doesn't take a lot. You can do once a month, once a quarter. Just when you see things on items that on sale, diapers are on sale, or kids' clothing's on closeout.
And we do have a wish list, so keep looking at that. And if you want to be part of our volunteer or donor distribution list, you can certainly get hooked up with us that way, where you'll kind of be on the inside and know exactly what we need. Shoes right now is a big push, but one group was in for the back to school, and they took a picture, and then all of a sudden we got a big shipment from Amazon of things that we needed. So the community is amazing, and that includes you guys. So thank you so much everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think the biggest misnomer is that nonprofits in the sector of foster care or any sector work in isolation, and we don't. So remember that we're part of a full network, and there are all sorts of organizations that are working with us hand in glove to really wrap around the family. It's not just us. Yeah. There's so many. So if something gets donated here and we're like, that's not quite the right fit for us, we'll find another organization for that product.
I love that. So it truly is about the community.
It is about the community, right? And I just want to make sure we all know that, because we're not doing this all by ourselves on any level.
That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys once again for joining us. Again, I hope you're inspired to really come out and check out all that Arizona Helping Hands is doing for our community. We appreciate all your support, and thanks so much for joining us.